Hey folks, how's it going? We're going to do a quick overview of an awesome and really fun fire build right now for the Fire Mage spec. In all transparency, keep reading lots. Fire Mage is just pumping as far as competitive PvP goes, and I think there's a chance we might see a little bit of a nerf here when 9.1 lands based on what I've been reading so far from the PTR. We'll cover that and a few other elements here in detail. As far as tier 1 goes, you want to go with Firestarter. Probably 2/3 of the time that this is going to be your preferred path. Just getting that added critical strike above 90% health really allows you to do some pumping right off the bat, and we like to burst. The alternative would be Searing Touch. Just Scorch giving you that increased damage and guaranteed critical strike when the target's below 30% health. So a little bit more of a closer on that front. So just pick your poison of where you're at. Usually the way that our spec's set up, we want to start pumping right off the hop though. So that's where Firestarter gets the added perk. Tier 2, Shimmer is the go-to talent. Like that's a staple for us. Keep those 2 charges and keep them close because mobility is the name of the game. Absolutely. Tier 3, again, another staple. Rune of Power is the go-to in basically 100% of the matches that you're going to find yourself in. Tier 4, pretty similar. Flame On is the preferred build, really reducing the cooldown of Fire Blast and increasing the number of charges up to 3 makes a huge difference. Ring of Frost in tier 5 is one of the real benefits that are there. Just being able to incapacitate your targets, like, makes a ton of fun, and it actually applies a slow if you're less familiar with it. So we'll get some fun with that in a little bit. Tier 6 is a little bit of a tougher one. Living Bomb has been seeming to take the preferred cake the last little bit. However, that doesn't mean it has to be that way. Just kind of feels like that's the easiest build to go with right now. Still see a couple builds that are going with Flame Patch out there. Just basically scorching a particular area and applying some ticking damage there. Tier 7, a bit of a toss-up. About 2/3 of the time you're going to go with Kindling. Just having your Fireball, Pyroblast, Fire Blast, Phoenix Flames, all critical strike, and help really reducing the remaining cooldown on combustion by 1.5 seconds. Makes a real solid difference. The alternative is Meteor. I feel like when I have Living Bomb and Meteor in my kit, I've just got so many different options to play with. So my recommendation, go with Kindling. Makes life a lot smoother as far as what your actual rotation plays out to be. So you're going to go with Pyrokinesis. I don't know if that's the right way to say that. Your Fireball reduces the cooldown of your combustion by 3 seconds. As far as a PvP talent, that's by far and away the best one to go with. When we first jumped into this and I first seen this PvP talent show up, I thought Tinder would just be fun. Just based off its name alone and its popularity in society, kind of the devs having a little bit of fun. But this is actually a great talent. If you haven't cast a Fireball for 8 seconds, your next Fireball will deal 30% increased damage with a 50% reduced cast time. So really, we are all built around throwing Fireballs all the time. And if there's some reason why you can't, it rewards you for starting to do so again. Lastly, for me, I prefer to go with Flame Cannon. Basically, standing still in combat for 2 seconds, your maximum health increases by 3%, damage done increases by 3%, and range of your fire spells increases by 3 yards. So it stacks up to 5 times, so all those 3% become 15, and it lasts for 5 seconds. So it's a pretty short window, but when you apply that with Rune of Power, and the rest of the way that this kit is set up, you're actually just pumping right off the bat. If you can stay on your spot, it'll make a huge difference if you can sit back. Again, I carry some of this build over even when I'm playing Fire in Battlegrounds, and it's a ton of fun there. Other PvP talents that are relevant, Kleptomania is there. Basically gives you the ability to steal all the spells from your target. Doesn't appeal to me a whole lot, especially with the Blood Elf racial that I take advantage of. The other alternative would be Greater Pyroblast, and just that's one more massive hammer that you can throw at your enemies. I like Greater Pyroblast. I played it a lot previously just because it allows you to take off those huge chunks of enemy health, like 35% per shot. Makes a massive, massive difference. As far as Covenants go, Night Fae was the real far and away winner as far as 9.05 has been playing out. We weren't really sure what we were going to get with Fire Mages, and it turns out that the Night Fae Covenant is just playing really well for us. And finally, if you are less aware, the legendary that you want is the Triune Ward. So that basically, when you're casting any barrier spell, it grants the effects of Blazing Barrier, Ice Barrier, Prismatic Barrier, and each absorbed shield has 65% effectiveness. So it's really kind of helping you out and making you a little bit tankier, and hopefully that's just enough to let you get your kit set up and really hammer down the competition. Honestly, Fire Mage is a ton of fun right now. Really load up on as much verse as you can, because that's just universal from a stat perspective. Then you're going to want to go with haste, and then finally critical strike. Mastery's not worth much to us at all, so just dodge that entirely. Alright folks, that is my super quick Fire Mage build. Let me know what you like, what was good, what was bad, what did we miss on entirely. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.